Hello, I welcome you all to my channel My First Opinion. In this video I will explain to you the complete history of Ram Janmabhoomi dispute. When did this dispute happen? How and why did it start? What were the various reasons and impact on Indian history? What did the British and the courts of India after independence do on this issue from time to time? And finally, what is the recent situation? How by building a new Ram temple, India is now giving the message that India no longer wants to use the Western concept of secularism. Instead, India now wants to promote its culture with the philosophy of inclusivity. Originally, the word secularism was not a part of the Constitution of India till the year 1976. Indian culture has always preached the principle of inclusivity, such as this world is God's home and the people living in it are one family and God resides in everyone. Let us start with all these messages and understand the history, location and significance of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is a city located on the south bank of Saryu River in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. In Indian history, the place is believed to belong to the historical Kosala state and is the birthplace of Lord Rama, a major deity of Hinduism. Lord Rama has been worshipped since the 9,000-year-old Indus Valley civilization and is also mentioned in the scriptures. It is believed that after defeating Ravana, Rama returned to Ayodhya and ruled this kingdom. After his departure, his dynasty ruled this kingdom. King Kush, son of Rama, built the temple of Lord Rama and his descendants looked after the temple. During the Mahabharata period, King Brihadbala became the last king of this 44-generation dynasty. But with time this temple wears off. Later King Vikramaditya of Ujjain, knowing the history of this temple about 2000 years ago, reorganized this temple and Ayodhya for the devotees of Ram. This fact of reorganization is also mentioned in the Supreme Court judgment on page number 673 of the judgment. In later times the material wealth of India attracted many kings and outside powers. Invaders used to come from time to time for looting. These invaders were Persians, Greeks, Turks, Alexander, and Arabs. This attack continued for 1500 years but it had no effect on the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Babur attacked India in the year 1526. He ordered his army to destroy every temple in its way and build mosques in place of the temples. In this form, Muslim culture started mixing with the original Hindu culture in India. During that time, kings would usually destroy places of worship of other religions and build places of worship of their own in order to gain a stronger hold on the conquered lands. It is also mentioned in the contemporary book Tariq-e-Awadh written by Muhammad Qasim and Akbar-e-Masood written by Al-Qadir. In the year 1528, Baba's commander Mir Baqi came to Ayodhya and destroyed the old Ram temple on the basis of the orders of his king and built a mosque which later got its name from Babur, Babri Masjid. The Mughal Empire, which ruled from the year 1526 to 1761, occupied almost entire land of India. During this period, they destroyed approximately 36,000 temples in the Indian subcontinent. But the last Mughals of this dynasty were not so powerful and due to their limited influence, the Hindu community of Ayodhya started raising their voice for the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. During this time, King Jai Singh II of Ayodhya persuaded the Mughal emperor to build Ram Chabutra in front of the mosque. King Jai Singh II bought this land from the Mughal emperor. Due to this development, both Muslim and Hindu communities became able to pray here. Now the early travelers of the British India Company who came to India made some travel logs in which they described how the Hindu community used to pray here in Ayodhya. And also wrote about the earlier Ram temple and the later mosque. For example, Sir William Foster wrote in his book Early Travels in India between the years 1583 and 1619. This is also mentioned in Supreme Court judgment, and 7 such documents have been mentioned on page 663. The travel log of William Finch and Joseph de Fantoller is the most important log in this decision. Now when the British East India Company took over India, after pressure from the local people, the Hindu community again raised its voice for the temple. In the year 1838, the British, under pressure, ordered Administrator Robert Martin to make a report on this matter. This is also mentioned in the Supreme Court judgment on page 668 to page 671. Robert Martin surveyed the area and concluded that the Babri Masjid was built near the ruins of a temple. But he did not mention the exact location in his report. When this report was published, the local Hindu community became more aggressive. The first incident of communal violence was recorded in the year 1853 between the saints of Nirmohi Akhada of Hanuman Gadi and the Muslim community. This violence continued for 2 years, and both sides suffered huge losses. It is also mentioned in Sarvepalli Gopal's book Anatomy of a Confrontation and in the Supreme Court judgment on page 675. Now when situation went out of control and the British got angry with this incident, they divided the disputed 2.77-acre land into 2 parts between the Hindu and Muslim communities with bricks and chains. The situation remained in control of the British till the year 1858 but went out of control when Mahant Nihang Singh of Punjab took control of the mosque. He started worshipping both Ram and Guru Nanak. He also wrote the name of Lord Ram using coal inside the dome of the mosque. Masjid Muezzin Sayyid Muhammad Khatib informed the police in charge of the area about this incident of aggression in a written FIR. The copy of the complaint was also used in the Supreme Court judgment. Now the situation dragged on for some years, but in 1877 the Hindu community asked the authorities to open another door for the entry of devotees in their part of the land. So now both Hanuman Gate and Singh Gate are given below for the entry of devotees. This situation continued for the next 6 years. In the year 1883, Mahant Raghubar Das of this temple sought permission from the authorities to build a 17 by 21 feet temple on Ram Chabutra. But in the year 1885 his request was rejected. Mahant Raghubar Das out of anger filed a case in the court against the officials, but in the year 1886 the district judge rejected this appeal. The court asked to maintain status quo. Then, after the judgment was rejected, Mahant Raghubar Das filed an appeal for the second time, but this time the district judge rejected the appeal, saying that he was not the owner of the land. Then the situation dragged on for years, and in the year 1934, an incident of communal violence occurred in the nearby village of Sahajanpur due to the slaughter of a cow. Due to this incident of communal violence, for the first time in history, some people damaged the dome and wall of the mosque. But the British rebuilt the damaged structure. Now after this the Muslim community was also not feeling safe, and they felt that praying near the Hindu temple is against their Sharia law. Therefore, they avoided offering namaz in this mosque. Now India became independent in 1947, and later in 1949, All India Ramayana Mahasabha arranged a 9-day-long prayer ritual of Ramcharitra Manas Granth. During the conclusion of this prayer ritual, some people placed an idol of Ram in the central dome of the mosque, and it went viral that Ram Lalla had appeared on this disputed land. In view of all these developments, the Sunni Central Waqf Board filed an FIR complaint, stating that the Hindu community is lying and Ram Lalla did not appear and they are trying to gain the control. Now, with the arrival of a large number of Hindu devotees after the news of Ram Lalla's appearance, it seemed that the situation may go out of control. The government has closed the inner mosque area. Seeing this, Hindu devotees felt that Ram Lalla had been imprisoned by the government. Both Prime Minister Nehru and Home Minister Sardar Patel asked the CM Govind Pant and Home Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri to remove the idol of Ram Lalla from the mosque. All of them gave this order to Deputy Commissioner K.K. Nair to remove the statue, but the Deputy Commissioner refused to agree, saying that this would further spread communal violence. Deputy Commissioner K.K. Nair tried to explain the ground situation to his superiors, but when things did not work out, he resigned from his post as Deputy Commissioner and refused to remove the statue. Eventually realizing the gravity of the situation, the government locked down the entire area. Both the interior and exterior areas were seized. The only relaxation given was that only priests could perform puja at Ram Chabutra. Ultimately, it was decided that the dispute would be settled only through court and legal proceedings. Many cases related to this controversy started coming up, for example the petition of Nirmohi Akhada and the case of Nirmal Visharad. In view of this, the court ordered to prepare a site map of the disputed land in the year 1950. In the same year, the local commissioner submitted 2 maps in the court on the basis of the order. All these actions received political inspiration from the VHP, the RSS and the newly formed BJP party in the 1980s. All pending related cases were transferred to the High Court of Uttar Pradesh. Nirmohi Akhada from the Hindu community and Sunni Central Waqf Board from the Muslim community became the main rivals. Thirdly, Ram Lalla himself was represented in the court by Devki Nandan Agrawal, a retired High Court judge and Vice President of the VHP. Later Trilokinath Pandey represented Ram Lalla in the court. A lot of things were happening simultaneously at that time. From getting 2 Lok Sabha seats in 1984 to getting 85 seats in the 1989 elections, BJP was using this controversy to reach power. The ruling Congress party was also playing the dirty game of appeasement politics by first changing the court verdict in Shah Bano case to please the Muslim community, and then by opening the gates of this disputed land in just 1 hour of the court verdict to please the Hindu community. This entire incident of gate opening was also telecast live on TV at that time. Now during the year 1989, which was the year of general elections in India, was also the year of Kumbh, and DHP announced to lay the foundation stone of temple in November 1989. Bricks were being collected from all over the country for this function. The BJP also announced to facilitate the Rath Yatra after the foundation stone laying ceremony to speed up the construction of Ram Temple. All these events ignited Indian politics in 1990s. Communal violence was at its peak. Political parties were using this momentum to gain power. In 1991, BJP party won the state government elections. After winning the elections, the BJP state government took control of the disputed land through the State Government Land Acquisition Act and leased it to VHP's Ram Janmabhoomi Nyas Trust. This move to lease out the land was later put on hold by the High Court and asked not to carry out any construction activity until the dispute is resolved through a court decision. Both the parties were adopting tactics to grab the disputed and surrounding lands for themselves. And amidst all these incidents and unrest, in 1992 the Hindu community destroyed all the domes of the mosque, which was followed by Mumbai communal violence in 1993, Godhra train riots in 2002, riots in Delhi, Ahmedabad, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar. All the cities of India were burning. Seeing the seriousness, the central government took control of all the 67.7 acres of land except 2.77 acres of disputed land through the Ayodhya Act of 1993 to stop petty politics. In 2003, the court started its activities to settle the dispute as it took national and international angle and asked Archaeological Survey of India to conduct a scientific study of the disputed land. Later findings and reports of the Assi revealed that the Babri Masjid was made of non-Islamic structures. The oldest structure found was of a temple and it was not built on vacant land. After all the legal and scientific arguments in the court, the High Court decided to divide the disputed land into three parts. First part was given to Ram Lalla himself, second part was given to Nirmohi Akhada, and the last was given to the Sunni Waqf Board. Neither party was happy with the High Court's decision, and in 2011 the decision was taken to the Supreme Court of India. In 2017, the Supreme Court of India initiated a hearing and stayed the High Court's decision because its decision was not correct. After hearing all the parties and based on four main findings, first Assi report, second travel notes of English travelers, third adverse situation and fourth cross-examination of witness, the SCI came to the conclusion that the entire dispute land was given to the deity Ram Lalla himself and the Sunni Waqf Board was given 5 acres of land in Dhanipur district, 25 kilometers from this place. In this way the long-standing dispute was resolved. Now the current situation is that the foundation stone was laid on the 5th of August 2020 and the Ram temple was inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi on the 22nd of January 2024. Now finally I want to come back to my original point which I said during the beginning of this video. India will flourish by promoting its culture with the philosophy of inclusivity. Thank you for watching my first opinion. Stay safe and healthy. We will meet in the next video.